Hi, I'm Jenny with Cocoa Daisy, and in this video we are unboxing the Scrapbooking and Creative Kits from the December 2025 Snow Day Society collection. How about we go ahead and open up our Snow Day Society Scrapbooking Kit. This kit comes in one of our storage folders. It's a nice heavy-duty plastic with a gusset at the bottom so it holds all of your goodies, and also has a Velcro closure. You can use these for the kits that they come in, and then when your kit is all gone, you can use it for other items that you need to organize. It's great for taking items on the go as well. So like if you want to travel with your kit, it works wonderfully for that. So let's start with the papers that come in this kit. You will receive 2 sheets of white cardstock. They are 8.5 by 6 inches. That's the same size as the pattern papers. They're just a lovely weight. They're smooth. They're really beautiful. And then, as I mentioned, there are 6 pattern papers. They are 8.5 inches by 6 inches, and they are double-sided. We received 2 of each pattern, and so that allows you to use both sides, or if you have a favorite, you can use it twice. These are a nice weight paper. They are a cardstock, and they are wonderful for not only using as backgrounds, but for cutting up and adding to your projects as well. And they are printed somewhat locally to Cocoa Daisy headquarters using both recycled inks and recycled papers as well. So those are the 6 sheets of pattern paper, and then also the white cardstock. We have a sheet of puffy alphas in a really wintry light blue color in a very, very versatile font. And then a sheet of rub-on transfers. As you can see, there are lots of different items included. So we have the watercolor splashes, and then this one, it looks like a snow, like snow blowing. And then we have the hand-drawn items as well, the cute little bear, the reindeer, and then plus boots, mittens, all kinds of things like that. We also have a sheet of chipboard stickers. That's right, all you have to do is peel these off and they will stick right to your projects. You can see that there are a variety of shapes, and then also some with phrases, and then some also with just images. This month we also have a sheet of, I'm going to call them swirls. Aren't they so pretty? I hope you can see that. I know that's difficult to see because they're white, but they are just a sticker, and they are white, lovely little swirls. And a sheet of phrase stickers. You can see there's all kinds of different phrases on here related to the month of December, and then also winter as well. Aren't they so cute? I love the little font too. It just feels very casual going along with the art from this collection as well. Plus, we have a sheet of star glitter enamel stickers. So they have a little bit of dimension on them, but they're not super puffy or anything like that. And they just, again, they remind me of like an icy sky. They're so lovely. Next up is our self-adhesive die cuts. And so they are die cut shapes that all you have to do is peel the back off, and they will stick directly to your page. The adhesive on these is great, and they're just a really versatile bunch of shapes. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. There are a variety of different items. So you have like a tag, a tab, but then we also have little art as well. This one says layered, warm and cozy. That one says burr. This one says, oh, what fun. And then this one has that same thing that we already saw, that it looks like blowing snow. It's super cute. Then we have this cute little fox that has both the scarf, the hat, and it looks like he's sitting on a pile of snow, plus a label and another tab. And then also we have a couple more labels as well, both a pink one, if I can get that separated, there we go, and a green one. And this star says snowflakes falling. And then the back side of, I'm gonna call it a bear, I don't know if it's a bear or not, but a scarf and a hat, plus another blowing snow, canisters of flour, sugar, a rolling pin, and some flour. I'm gonna call that guy a hedgehog. He's wearing a hat and he looks like he's very cold. A little phrase that says, let's bake, a cup of cocoa with whipped cream, a snowflake, a star that says first snow, plus a couple of labels that are in a circle shape. This phrase says wrapped in warmth, a little striped tag, there is a chill in the air, and then this says winter walks and wandering thoughts, plus a tag and a star. It is light blue with white polka dots, and then that little, I'm gonna call it a grid. So that is the die cut ephemera, and like I said, all you have to do is pull the back off and you have a sticker. All right, so then we also have some little acetate snowflakes. These are gonna be a little bit harder to see because obviously the acetate is clear and then the printing on them is a white color. So that can be difficult to see, but I'm gonna try my best. Okay, I'm gonna put this down right here. If you can see that right there, he's still in the package, but we have several more and they just feel so delicate and dainty. They're gonna be beautiful on projects. I can see using these directly on top of a photo that would look really, really pretty. So there's a variety of sizes and different patterns for the snowflakes as well. All right, next up is our stamp set. Now this month I received a sample. So as you can see, the sample stamps don't come with the printing, the black printing, but just for you, I went ahead and stamped the images on a piece of paper so that you could see those images. So very fun, goes beautifully with the rest of the items in the collection. And our roll of washi tape. It is a standard width and it is light pink with red stripes. So cute, it feels really festive and fun for this particular collection. Now, this is our scrapbooking core kit. You can subscribe and receive just the items that you have seen here in this kit, or you can subscribe and receive one of our add-ons. So let's go ahead and take a look at those add-ons right now. The first one I'm going to share with you is our Simple Daisy notebook. This notebook is a standard size traveler's notebook. It has a heavy-duty craft cover, you can see, and it just kind of keeps it protected and safe, and it's just really nice. I enjoy craft paper, so it's nice to have. And when you open it up, it's not like the rest of our notebooks. It is a little bit different. So you can see it has the printed cover and then the same thing on the back. And we get right into it, and there is a mix of patterned papers and then also grids or lined pages or dot grid pages. This is obviously wonderful for scrapbooking, but it would also be fantastic for journaling and possibly planning as well, depending on your style that you use in your planner. These notebooks are just like our other papers, created and printed at a facility close to Cocoa Daisy headquarters using recycled papers and inks. Now you can see we get a couple of these pages where they end up blank, but that's wonderful because then you can use the papers from the kit or the stamps or anything like that to include in your creating in this notebook. Now right here, look at that, the drawing in the corner and then in this corner as well. You can also subscribe to this Simple Daisy notebook all by itself. So if you want to receive just the notebook, you can do that. And this one is actually unique because you can subscribe to it with our planner kit as well. Now you can see there's the back cover, and on here it says making your daily schedule a little more toasty. So that is the Simple Daisy notebook. And as I said, you can subscribe to it on its own with our scrapbooking core kit or with our planner kit. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our 12 by 12 patterned papers. These patterned papers are, as I just said, 12 inches by 12 inches, and they are the same weight as the papers that we already have taken a look at. And they are double-sided, so you can see there are patterns on all of them. You can subscribe to these by themselves or with the scrapbooking kit. Now, as you can see, they are double-sided and you receive 2 of each pattern when you subscribe to these papers. What's nice about these pattern papers, not only do you receive 2, so you don't have to choose which you prefer to use, but you also have, so for example, this page is very bold. It's so adorable and definitely invokes all of the baking lots of us like to do in the colder months. But then on the back side, this is a much more neutral shade. So if you want to mix and match these papers together, they're really fantastic for that. Now this one has a watercolor design and then also a faint white grid. And then you turn it over and it has this beautiful watercolor with snowflakes on the back side. It's really just beautiful. Now we have the boots and scarves and mittens that we have seen in some of the images throughout the scrapbooking kit. And on the back, those stripes that are multicolored as well. Lots of fun colors too. We have another hand-drawn sheet, and the little critters at the bottom, they look like they're in town. And you saw on there also, like, he's got the little cup of cocoa. Remember, we saw that. The back side is this sort of ledger sheet in a couple of shades of light green. And then the last paper in this is the navy blue with the white snowflakes. And then the back side is a nice, simple, wintry plaid. So these are the 12 by 12 patterned papers, and you can subscribe to these as an add-on with our scrapbooking kit, or you can subscribe to them by themselves. Now the last add-on for the scrapbooking kit is our pocket cards. And these pocket cards are, let's say they were originally designed with maybe say pocket scrapbooking in mind. However, they really are so much more than that. I almost hate to mention that because they're just so usable in lots of different ways. I like to add them to my journals and also as bookmarks and all kinds of different things. So we'll start with the 4x6 cards. You do receive 4 of these 4x6 cards, and they are double-sided. And then we have a monthly calendar on this card. That's so funny. Maybe there was a creature stirring after all, and then it's a little guy stirring in a bowl. Lots of room for adding photos here, or if you'd like to use journaling or just add some other embellishments, there's lots of room on a card like that. So those are the 4x6 cards that you receive with the pocket cards. Now these pocket cards you can subscribe to with our scrapbooking kit, or you can subscribe to them on their own. So these 3x4 cards are also double-sided. Now this one, again, just like the other one we talked about, there's lines on here. It would be wonderful for journaling, but you could also put a photo, or if you felt like embellishing more, something like that, it would work really well for that too. What's my favorite thing to snuggle up with? A good book. And then this plaid bundled up and showing up. And there's that green stripes that we saw on that patterned paper. All those little snow flurries and then the snowflakes on the back. Here is one with some, I'm not even sure what I would call that. I'm thinking it's like stippled paint type of thing, but the little white snowflakes. And then the critters, snow day memories. Again, a photo, journaling, however you'd like to use a card like that, it would be perfect. He has this little cup of hot cocoa with the whipped cream. I don't know why that tickles me so, but it does. Hello, winter. This is my happy place. This and that. Now there is one Christmas related card. Otherwise, there aren't any other real Christmas, overtly Christmas items in the kits. Here is a monthly card and there is a Sunday start and then a Monday start on the back side. So if you don't celebrate Christmas, you won't find a ton of Christmas mention in this collection, but you will see lots of winter and things that you absolutely could use for Christmas. This says hibernation mode at the top, and then underneath it says surviving winter one nap at a time. This moment deserves remembering. Flower in the air, rolling dough, sticky fingers, licking spoons, and making memories. This one has a really faint, in case you can't see it, a really pale yellow, and then an outline of a fork and a knife. And then this also says date, and I actually cannot read that word. There's another word right there. I could make it up and say it was something, but I can't read it. It's tiny. May your days be merry and your coffee strong. Then you have Snug Sember, how cute. The unofficial season of fuzzy socks, early bedtimes, pretending productivity can wait, known for tea refills, blanket nests, and socially acceptable hibernation. I think this is really cool too, this little recipe card, because I think it could be something like a new recipe you tried, a memory, or a recipe that's very special to your family that maybe you eat during this month. I think it's cool to be able to have that. Good food equals good company, and then homemade is best. So again, you can use something like this for anything. The secret ingredient is always love. Another thing about recipes, there is also this tree cookie. So I guess I will say that I am wrong. There are a couple of other small nods to Christmas with like this one and the other little reindeer, but I would say that's kind of an exception. We don't normally have that. Winding down, I need a moment. And this says winter memories. And then the last card says winter bliss, and this side has a bunch of snowflakes. So these are the pocket cards, and as I already said, you can subscribe to them as an add-on with our scrapbooking kit or all by themselves. So you can find those on our website, and if you need any closer photos of any of the items you see here, you can just look on our website on the subscribe page. There are photos and digital renderings of each of these products. We are now going to go ahead and take a look at our Snow Day Society Creative Kit. This kit is a great way to have a little bit of fun, add some layers, add some dimension, some texture to your projects with any of the kits that we offer. So we'll go ahead and take a look first at our extra large paper pad. This is such a great item. The paper included is a little bit lighter weight than the papers in, say, the scrapbooking kit, as it is meant to be, you know, like I said already, layering and tearing and things like that. So you get 2 of each pattern that's included. I already removed one, and then you just flip through. It's just like a giant notepad, basically. And then there are 2 sheets of each pattern. They are often a little bit more of the, what longtime scrapbookers will refer to as the B-sides, a little bit more neutral papers. And when I say neutral, I don't mean like neutral in color. I just mean they're great. They go with anything. You can layer on top of them, add them, things like that. I just love the weight of this paper myself personally. I think it's wonderful for tearing, which I love to do. And it also just doesn't add as much bulk as maybe cardstock does when you're layering the papers. Now I will say this one's probably not one of the more B-side patterns, but it sure is cute. So that is the extra large pad of paper with the 20 sheets with 10 different patterns and 2 of each of those sheets. All right, so next up we have the rub-on transfers. And as you can see, there is a mix of sort of the watercolor swatches and then the little critters, also some small little stars and snowflakes and things like that. We also have a sheet of light blue watercolor stickers. This is like a sheet of, basically let's call them chipboards, not chipboard, I'm sorry, cardstock stickers. Then we also this month have a fun addition. We have these 3 tip-ins from 49 and Market. And as you can see, so they're, I mean, like theoretically, they're kind of like, say, clear envelopes. You could like adhere them and put them together and just put things in there. But what's really cool about these is that you can remove the little top part. You have an adhesive edge. You can stick it to your page, and then you have an added page right in your notebook, and it's clear. You can include whatever in it and you will be able to see that. And there's 3 different sizes included. I know it's painfully hard to see this, but this one is kind of small, and this one looks like it's about 4 by 6. This one looks like it's about 5 by 7, and then this one is maybe about 3 by 4. Next up, we have our deco cards. These are a heavier weight, kind of like the pocket cards, and they are lots of patterns and things like that. You can see right there, they're very cute for tucking into pockets. They'd be wonderful in our tip-ins. They're great as bookmarks and decorations for your projects. I love all the different ways we can use these. This next one says, "It's cold, like my coffee when I forget about it." This one says, "The hush before the new year, December, the glow before new beginnings." Winter moments. "It's officially once I'm home, I ain't coming out season." Bundle up, and then it has that cute little artwork behind it. And then also this one. So those are the deco cards. And we have a little bottle of, it's kind of like iridescent white stickles this month, which will be so pretty and will absolutely look like a snowstorm. So cute. And then our package of self-adhesive die cuts. So they are basically die cut stickers or whatever you'd like to say. You just simply peel the back off and you can add them to any project. Or if you don't want to, you don't have to take the back off. I know that's revolutionary, and I'm kidding by saying that. Obviously, I don't really think it's revolutionary. All right, so we have a multicolor weekend banner. We have one of our small little tabs. This looks like a little rack that you would hang on the wall with a scarf, mittens, hat, a small little tag, a little label that says Cozy Vibes, a planner, this little guy, it looks like cookies, a bear in a Santa hat sitting on a stool and he's drinking something warm, another little tag, a little kitchen crock with utensils in it, another small tab, another small tab. Oh, look at that, another small tab. We have another tag and yet another tag. I love those. The shapes are all wonderful. A little snowflake and then another little planner with a sleepy mouse. Plus we have our cup of cocoa with the whipped cream and some cookies. A tag, a snowflake, another little tab. Then this is a little patterned arrow that has the plaid pattern on it. And then this one is like a stove / oven, a range, a sleeping little critter, another little sleeping critter, and a snow-covered tree, a tag, a little reindeer with a stocking cap and a tree in the background. Then we have a cluster of snowflakes, another snowflake. There are so many of these this month. They're wonderful. Little whisk and spoon and the all tied up with some garland. I would call that a cup of coffee with a cookie. A little critter wearing a scarf. A label that says today only. A pair of boots. A label that says winter mood. Another little tab. And then this reminds me of like canisters for baking, and another tag that says snuggle list and a little arrow. So there is a huge pile of those die cut stickers that you just peel the back off and you can adhere them right to your projects. And then last but not least, we have 2 rolls of washi tape. We have this that has a sort of an aqua watercolor background with hand-drawn white stars. And then we also have this skinny roll that is sort of a medium blue, and then it has little silver dots on it. It's very, very pretty and feels very wintry. So those 2 definitely feel just like winter.